Now, I think I've run out of things to ask you, so I'm hoping that some of these nice people will have. So, question, Mr. Mulhall.
Okay, just talking about Father's Day, two questions. What was it like being on the writing staff of the first of the new Doctor Who? What sort of pressure did you have? And also, I've heard various numbers. How many drafts were there for Father's Day? Because
well, I've now got it up to 18. I've actually forgotten how many there really were, but in my anecdotage, it's now arrived at 18. There were lots. There were lots and lots of drafts. It was an extraordinary experience. It was a very long experience because we had a much longer time to run up to it. And pummeling, you know, for all of us. This huge weight of heritage, this feeling of doing it differently, and having Russell, thankfully, you know, really raising a standard and saying this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it. But what that was did change a bit. You know, the initial series Bible did say the Doctor is a happy, smiling, joking man who brings joy to everyone he meets, Christopher Eccleston. And although to be fair, there is a bit of that in there in the Eighth Doctor. It's just differently portrayed. The Ninth Doctor, yeah, but there is the Eighth too. And but so it was a really difficult time, and you know, this is all multiplied hugely for Russell. You know, all of us were having to really put effort into it, but he had to do this 10 times over. And no, just it feels like you can't moan about getting to do the thing you wanted to do all your life. And it was the only way it could be done, but there was heavy lifting there. You know, there really was, for all of us, and for Russell especially.
Fair enough. Anyone? Mark?
Well, I just was wondering, now that you've written for Doctor Who TV series a couple of times, would you be interested in writing for one of the spin-offs, say Torchwood or Sarah Jane Adventures?
Yeah.
Are there any plans to do that? Is that something you can't talk about?
There's no plans at the moment. I would always like to be asked. I'm always available for selection for anything related to Doctor Who on TV.
What do you actually think of Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures?
It's excellent stuff. The way that Torchwood has suddenly taken the show off in the States. That's ignited something over there which the main show hasn't. And I'm interested in seeing, you know, what that is, because there's a lot of Torchwood fans out there now. And that's sort of what they come to conventions for. And Sarah Jane is just terrific. Sarah Jane is oh, I wish that had been around when I was a kid. And you know, that's a really, really well made show. Phil Ford, well, of course, Gareth's an old mate of mine from, you know, from fandom days, but Phil Ford, who I've only just met, is a really good guy, really good lead writer as well.
Yeah, it kind of is the whole Doctor Who and the Torchwood thing. It's really just fanboys done good. Fair enough.
I mean, the times when, like in the first read-through, where Russell would put some geeky reference into his script for The End of the World, and we were sitting in a row, me, Mark Gatiss and Moffat, and we all just, the three of us in the room, just suddenly went, and the rest of the room completely silent. And, but that's just not the case these days, because we've got fanboys working at all levels now. You know, and that's so different. You know, it's changed the face of British television in so many ways.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been when you heard. When did you hear that it was coming back, or you know, how did all that come about?
I heard that it was coming back way back. I can't remember years and things. It was when we were talking about doing another Scream of the Shalka, another Richard E. Grant animation, and Russell called me to say that it's a measure of the man. He called me to say that he was really sorry that there probably wouldn't be any more animations because we're bringing Doctor Who back. But you know, it's a lovely way round to think of it. And
I was wondering, what was the reason or the logic to going from the series into the 4 specials and then the coming back to the series again?
Well, I haven't been working on the show this year, so you know, and honestly, even if I was, I don't think I know the answer to that. But you know, one can only speculate, and that I think it is a nice little bit of lying fallow. It makes the anticipation for the individual specials much, much bigger. It gives David time to be Hamlet for the RSC, which, you know, you can't really do in the gaps between, you know, being a lead in a show as demanding as Doctor Who. And it seems to make sense. And the fact that they announced that at the same time as announcing an entire season after that, honestly, I don't think you can get better customer service than that.
I've often felt that the Doctor Who mechanism, the machine, nothing. There are no. Everyone in the last episode, the last pair of episodes, everyone was speculating wildly. Nobody had any idea. Even the people were saying, "Oh, it's definitely going to be this."
I love that.
Anything. I mean, it is so tight, and I think that's brilliant because it shows how much dedication everyone has. I think that they just will not say.
I think there's a combination of some really good solid mechanisms that are put in place and a genuine urge on the part of that production team to keep the surprises. That's how we got the genuine thrill nationally of being told who the new Doctor Who was all at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that's so
and it's
lovely.
so rare,
So
actually, with anything. I mean, you always kind of know what's going to happen because it says, and no, I mean, the Radio Times had not had advanced video and nobody knew it. And it's great to actually, it's so old-fashioned to actually sit down and watch something and not know what's going to happen.
I love that.
And it was great.
I do think that to be continued at the end. That's one of the great TV moments. That'll go down.
It is. Were you going to say something, Ms. Murphy?
I was going to say that your description of Dracula that you just gave us sounds remarkably like the one that you claimed you were sending an email immediately after to say, "Oh God, I didn't mean any of that." And do you not remember this at Comic-Con? You said very much what you just said, and then you thought, oh, and then you said you'd sent it off, and then you thought, oh God, no, I can't possibly do this. No one will ever buy it. I take it that they liked the idea.
Yes, absolutely. I think I was being unusually self-deprecating.
You are a self-deprecating kind of guy.